Hello, beautifuls! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. It is so lovely to be in your presence and in your light today. Thank you for shining so bright, and thank you for being here with me to discuss light language, some misconceptions that there may be, some questions. This may answer a lot of questions that you have. I just want to cover the ground here and really talk more about light language because it is a very mysterious thing. So I am here at a lake park, and you may be hearing a lot of the birds and the ducks. They're going to be joining in on the conversation. Please do share any more questions or whatever it is that you want to share from your own experience in the comments down below. I think this is more so a conversation and an opportunity to reflect and see the different experiences that we actually do have with light language, because light language can really truly offer so much deep activation and healing and transformation of energy, and it's just really loving way to connect with yourself and to express yourself in a new way. So I have a list of questions. I'm going to pop into them, and whatever else comes up I'm going to share. So let's get into it. So first of all, what is light language? All right, so light language is our resonance. It's this aspect of our being, our soul, whatever it is that you believe in, that has this energy within it, this chi, this prana. This is the expression of that energy. This is the expression of that resonance. And it's often called a language because it is a form of communication, a form of transmission, transmitting an energy to another energy, transforming energy, shifting energy, activating energy in aspects of our being to be remembered, to be healed, to be shifted or transformed or alchemized in any way. So I really love to see light language as our soul's resonance, and seeing that it is the purest form of expression that we hold, besides just simply being who we are. This is something that we get to express in many different forms and can actually be felt on a deeper level rather than needing to have a specific meaning or explanation or words behind it all. With light language, it's such a beautiful modality that gets straight to the subconscious here. So this is going past the mind in a sense, or an aspect of the mind that has us questioning, right? It goes past the ego, it goes past all of these filters and goes to the truth of our being, the core of our being, which is why it can be really powerful for people to receive this. And if you're watching this video, you may feel some type of familiarity with light language or with this soul resonance. So since this is really getting to the core of who you are, what is happening when we're watching these general transmissions online, right? What is happening when we are receiving a transmission of light language that's meant for us? What is happening when, we are the one channeling it through and expressing it through for our own being? So these more general transmissions that are coming through for the collective, they are going to affect everyone differently, because once again, you are taking what resonates into your being, right? You are receiving the messages, the activations, the healings, the connections that you're meant to make with this transmission. So if you see, I have a lot of transmissions on my channel, and you can see in the comments, and just check them out if you're really curious and see the different ways that people are interacting with it. They may receive messages and there's a sense of clarity. They may be, not feeling anything at all, and they just are super curious and open to it. And both of these experiences, whether they are more physical or intuitive, or you don't feel much at all, it all has to do with your level of resonance with the person channeling the information or the transmission, and also the transmission itself, the energy that is being transmitted. And this doesn't mean it's like a black and white type thing, it's good or bad. It just means that there are going to be some light language transmissions that resonate with you and some that don't. Some that are going to be more powerful and some that aren't, right, for you, depending on where you're at. So when you are watching these online on YouTube, just take that in mind, is that every single light language channel is not going to be the same. It's not going to feel the same. It's coming from a different soul every single time, no matter who it is that they're channeling this information or energy from. If someone is actually channeling this through for you, or if you're doing this for yourself, then obviously there is going to be some level of effect. And what's really beautiful about these personal transmissions and being able to, use light language for your own being is that you actually get to work with it, ongoing work with it, and see how it evolves and shifts you and supports you. The more that you listen to a transmission, and this is more so based on not only my own experience, but those that I work with, their experience, and also I had a mentor a few years back, and something that she experienced, and we just started really noticing and experimenting and seeing that the more that you listen to it as you felt called, the more that the transformation or whatever it is that you're anchoring in, the intention is really ingrained within you. It's like a divine reminder that's enlightening and opening up your energetic field and your being on a really deep level. If you're interested in activating your own light language or working with your own light language and having a mentor, I'm here for you. I love doing this, and I've been doing it for a few years now, just really assisting people in understanding, but also just like opening them up to the truth within themselves when it comes to this level of expression and transmission. So all of this being said, this is why I love calling it our soul's resonance. This is our being's resonance. This is just, we're resonating and we're really moving through, and this is a form of expression that can really spill into music, that can spill into so many different things. And this really tunes into the next question that I get a lot, is that, are they words? Are you supposed to understand them? Do they have a certain meaning? And no, you do not need to understand them on this level. Hilarious. No, they are not technically words that have each, sound does not have a specific meaning. However, it has a specific frequency and energy and resonance, that is being brought through with every sound, everything that really does, in some senses, sound like words, right? And I believe this is so much of a divine makeup of all that we are ancestrally meaning within our lineage here as humans, and if we do have connections with the stars and other beings as well, and also the planet and what is around us. So this is an energy that can actually curate this divine expression and way that we're actually speaking or way that we're writing it. You'll see that some things really do look similar and some don't. There's going to be a different sense of essence within each transmission and each channel themselves. So all in all to say is that there isn't a word by word or sound by sound translation of this language that we know of because it is so intuitive and it comes from so many different places. I really truly do believe it's not just our soul that's bringing this through. It can be bringing this through from other beings and what is around us as well. However, you will notice in some of my other videos that you actually hear me express, okay, what is happening here, what is being shared, and this is on a more intuitive level, right? So there can be an overall transmission meaning, there can be an overall intention, or what is actually happening. Okay, when we're doing this, you can sense that, okay, we're moving some things within the heart. This is the message that's coming through. So I truly do believe that there is a sense of allowing that to move through as well, and this really just takes allowing and surrendering and opening ourselves up to actually allowing that intuitive guidance of what is actually occurring besides what it is that you're feeling sensationally, and just being able to translate that into your own language that you speak here on earth. So yes, in some way there are meanings, there are intentions that we get to share, there are messages that come through, and overall what's really interesting when you're actually channeling this through, and I thought I wanted to share this because there is a question I get of, like, what is actually happening when you're channeling? Like, is this normal for me to be having this experience or that experience? And I really truly do believe that our experience is going to be our greatest teacher here. So, when it is that we are channeling this light language, channeling this expression and resonance, it's going to come through very automatically. You're not going to think about what you're saying. You're not going to think about the sounds that you're making or how you're doing it. There may be thoughts coming through as you are channeling. Your intuition may be speaking to you and offering to you wisdom and giving you a sense of what's occurring as you are channeling. So it almost feels like your consciousness is here observing everything that's going on as you are completely embodied in this form of expression. And it's a very interesting experience. And the more that you do it, the more that you're just like in awe and just surrender to it. And you get to really work with it deeper, because now you can take that curiosity of what's going on, that observant aspect, and begin to guide yourself through, bringing intention as you are channeling and moving this energy through, and sharing your own light language to yourself or for others, right? And this light language, it doesn't necessarily only come from one place. So this is something that I see a lot is that oftentimes people hear a transmission and perhaps it's from like a specific starseed origin or galactic origin, or a specific origin here on Earth, whatever it may be. A lot of the time people think that if they resonate with that means that they are that starseed, that they are directly connected, that they are this only like the Arcturians or the Lyrans or this or that, right? Or that they're a fairy or something like that. And I want to remind all of you is that you are going to have so many different connections, okay? Some people, I truly do believe, can be just one thing. Right? You're an Arcturian having this experience as a human. However, what I've noticed and what I've seen is that there's a lot of deep connection because of our ancestry. Okay, there's a lot of connections with so many star systems and galactic beings, cosmic beings, so many beings here on Earth as well that once lived here, right? Depending on how ancient you feel of a soul, you have connections to all of these things. And it's a deep reminder that just like with humans, while we feel like there are some of us that feel more, high vibrational, have really good intentions, and others of those of us that feel a little bit more confused and lost and not really necessarily utilize our intentionality in a place that feels like it's for all, it's intended for unconditional love for all, or loving kindness for all, right? So this is the same when it comes to a lot of cosmic beings as well. Understanding that you may have many different connections within your life, and at this time, if you really feel a resonance towards something, you should be able to feel it within your being. You should be able to feel it either on an intuitive level, an energetic level, an emotional level, to having this connection with a specific origin that the light language transmission is actually coming through from, whoever is channeling it through from, okay? So just remembering that, like, okay, allow yourself to be curious, allow yourself to do your research, allow yourself to really come within. But these questions that are coming out saying, am I this, am I that? I am not going to be the one to tell you. No channel is going to be the one to exactly tell you what that is. And I think a lot of this and why I'm sharing this is because I'm really passionate about empowering you to connect back with your intuitive power, right? To connect back with your truth within this experience, okay? And there are many channels out there that possibly can simply be like, yeah, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, but does it end there? Do you just need the confirmation of the mind and the ego to let you know what it is you are so that you can identify as something and belong? No, you do not. You do not need that. So return to yourself, play here. Really play here and experience and connect and see what happens. If you're really curious, go connect. If you feel like you have some level of fear doing this on your own, this is something that you get to lean into, that you get to work with, rather than needing to not have any fear whatsoever, any doubts whatsoever before going and actually doing something, because then not much would get done in this world if we let fear and doubt keep us from everything, right? There's not a lot that would have been created in our lives right now. So this is a chance to play. This is a chance to get curious about who you are, not needing it to be about identifying yourself as something so that you belong in any certain place. You already belong. If you are here, you already belong. So there's no need to worry about that. There's no need to know it all. I have been channeling light language for a few years now. I can't even count the years right now. But it was definitely something that came through when I was younger. And then when I was 12 years old, it was coming back, and then a lot of fear kind of pushed it away for a while until I watched someone speak and share this, and I just was like, this is so familiar. It's so obvious that I'm meant to be doing this, that I'm meant to allow this through and assist others with this gift that I have, this gift that we are given. Through my experience of channeling with other beings and my guides and my ancestors and my own soul and with other people, I do not know all of who I am. And I don't know if I ever truly will. And I think what's really, really beautiful and continues to be a message that comes again and again and again is that we are here to work with what we have right now. So if you are feeling called to something right now, answer that calling and allow yourself to reclaim this part of you, to learn from what this experience has for you, what this opening of knowledge or opening of, your own energetic being, whatever it is that's occurring and activating within you. Allow yourself to follow that rather than needing to know all of it, because I feel like it's being unraveled as we experience through our life. And just a reminder there. And I hope this makes sense, and let me know if you feel any different. I mean, I am not opposed to all of the opinions. I'm here to have a conversation. So much of the spaces that I've held with my dear sister Esther has been a lot of conversation and allowing ourselves to reflect on experience and to really see what is occurring within our lives, and not making this gift of light language separate from our lives, because it isn't. It's a part of us, and that goes for our entire spirituality, or our practices and our beliefs. Bring it all into oneness. Don't make it separate. Don't do your practice and then go into being the old you until you come back and then complain about it. Just remembering that this is a very holistic view of seeing things, and you get to integrate this into your life, and this is something that you can do. And I have a whole video on that if you're someone that's having a hard time or feeling a lot of fear and doubt of allowing yourself to feel more accepted within your own being of your own gift of light language and your own resonance. Okay, so this is a process to be opened. Also, light language really comes from many different places. And I have this question written down here: where does it come from? And I feel like rephrasing this into, where can it come from? Where doesn't it come from? I know that in my own experience, really diving deep into my practice of just holding space for myself to allow this energy through in whatever way, it's meant to. And light language is that way for me a lot of the time, for myself and for others, and especially when I'm working with the earth and the lands and the elements. I really noticed that what would come up often was my ancestors coming through to express in different ways, and it wouldn't sound like everything that you hear online. Everything that I'm sharing here, it does not sound like when my ancestors were coming through. So this can come from your ancestors, be a pathway and a way of expression without needing to use words, because there's probably so many different languages that were spoken in your ancestry, and this light language is a universal language. So really allowing them to come through in that way, you can really channel anything and connect with anything here on earth through this way. And also, of course, cosmic beings in this way, different energies of the planets, just so many different energies. Literally, because it is energy, it is a resonance. I feel like every channel has some sounds that they tend to use often. I know that for me, I tend to use very specific sounds often, and you may hear it in different transmissions because this is me as a channel bringing this through. So you'll start to see that, and you'll start to notice that within yourself. But this tunes into another question about like, what is it supposed to sound and feel like? And there isn't a one way that it's supposed to sound and feel like. Whatever really resonates with you is what's going to be most potent, right? You're not going to be trying to sound like something else, trying to do this, trying to do that. It will naturally come out the way that it's meant to come out. And every experience or time that you hold for yourself may have a different energy coming through. So not expecting it to be the same every single time, or, light. It could be just really moving a lot of heavy energy, transmuting energy. It could just you simply being open to listening or writing or drawing or dancing or humming and toning in a sense, and allowing that part of you to flow through. So it does take a level of openness and curiosity to realize that there isn't just one sound, there isn't a certain way it's supposed to feel when you're channeling it or when you're receiving it. So these were all of the questions that I get often and I see with those that I work with. So I hope that this kind of gives a little bit of the groundwork of any confusion that may be around, any misconceptions about light language. It isn't just a language that you use, it isn't something that is like a tool for this or that specifically. It's your resonance, it's your energy, it's a form of expression. Okay, this is your soul, different aspects of your being and what you're connecting with, expressing and communicating with you, around you, to others, just life itself. Yeah, I just really want to empower all of you to tune into yourself and know that, like, okay, sometimes it may not be like that. We may not get these instant answers that Google offers us. This really is a reclamation of our connection to our own intuition, our own gifts and power. And this is where we really get to anchor in, what we're meant to be in this life. So yeah, just hope that it empowers you to really reconnect with yourself. And if you'd like some support or a personal light language transmission, I am offering them again. I don't offer them all the time, but you could check out my website down below for all of that information. But I love y'all so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you aren't already. And yeah, I'm just sending you so much love, so many heart hugs, and just loving rivers of golden energy. Mwah. I'll see you in another video.